Hi guys, Boker Tov. Good morning. Everybody's a little bit excited, so that's great. I would like to say thank you first to Rabbi Nico for hosting us today. It's truly wonderful to be able to be all together in Congregation Shir Hadash. We appreciate all the way that you have partnered with Yavneh. Thank you. We are taught that the world stands upon three things: Torah service, and act of loving kindness. As will be evidenced by the end of this Torah service, Kita A represents all three. This morning is an opportunity for our students to demonstrate their new skill as well as development of the ability to analyze and interpret Torah. The drashot is exceptional. Through their social justice project, your children have demonstrated the dedication to act to tzedakah and true care of the great community. While most of the credit goes to them, they were helped along the way. Thank you, Mr. Sleep, who supported them every step of the way. Thank you, Mora Vanina, who helped guide the project with a stop-motion video. Mora Judy and Mora Julie that inspired them to create the beautiful talitot. And finally, thank you to all of you parents for partnership with us and trusting us to teaching your children. It's my honor to welcome up here and tell us a little bit more about what to expect. Today is our Director of Jewish Life and Learning, Jamie Zimmer.
I get to stand on the step stool. You guys see this? Boker Tov and welcome. It is such a pleasure to be here this morning, as if you couldn't hear me, to be here this morning at Shir Hadash. And I am so excited about the fact that we are doing Torah service this morning with the real people who lead Torah service, our students. Our Milestone program, which begins in Kita Gan with our students leading Shabbat and goes throughout the Jewish ritual calendar, culminates in this exact moment, where our students get up to lead Torah service from go to woe, from the songs, from the introductions, to sharing their Torah, to chanting Torah, to actually showing living Torah, as Danielle spoke about earlier in terms of their social justice projects. I welcome you to really, really be here and be present this morning to enjoy everything our students are going to show you and demonstrate in their incredible year of learning that they've undertaken with all of their teachers. We want you to take photos. We love these moments. But as soon as you can, please put down that camera. Give them 100% of your attention. They have given 100% of their attention to making this morning and their leadership capabilities the very best that they can be. And I just so look forward to enjoying Torah with all of them. Without any further ado, I'd like to welcome the host of this very ceremony, Rabbi Nico Sokolovsky of Shir Hadash.
Good morning, welcome to Shir Hadash. It's so nice to gather in this morning to celebrate the learning of our children. And I was going to say that you should be present and you should turn off your phones or record quietly and then put them in your pocket, but you took it, so I'll say something else. So there is something I think particularly symbolic about the fact that the children will be engaging in Parashat Be'ar, that links us all the way back to Sinai, to Mount Sinai, Be'ar. And the transmission of Torah and the sharing of Torah is linked all the way back to Mount Sinai. Says Rabbi Jonathan Sachs that the genius of Torah is the invitation for the entire people of Israel to become a nation of storytellers. And it is a mitzvah for parents to share these teachings with our children. Now, the remarkable thing, or one of the most beautiful things that we get to experience as parents, is that moment of transition in which our children become storytellers and they become an active part in the chain of tradition by means of sharing Torah, their own Torah. And by means of doing that, we go all the way back to our Sinai. So there's something beautiful about this gathering, which invites us to connect with a space that is beyond time. And I'm very grateful that we're going to experience that together, and we are going to be led into that experience by the fifth graders that prepare very, very thoroughly and hard for this moment. And shall we sing now? Shall we say? Can you also mention the streaming? Yes, so we are streaming this event. Is it recording? Yes. We are streaming and we are recording. And it will be available later. Yes. Yes, of course. Shall we? Where's Cantor? Join us, Cantor. Whether you know the melody or not, after twice you will.
Nemato umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Nemato umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Nemato umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov 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 umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
So now we can say שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם,
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Shir Hadash. As you probably already know, this is Yavneh's 5th grade milestone. This year, we learned how to lead the Torah service. We made our talitot, a key piece in Jewish prayer. We also learned how to read from the Torah, and not just to read it, but to understand it. We wrote drashot, interpretations of the section of Torah we're reading, Parshat Bahar. This prepares us for our B'nai Mitzvah, the Jewish transition into adulthood. So this is a key moment in our Jewish lives.
Today's milestone brings together so many different parts of our curriculum at Yavneh. In addition to our Hebrew reading and Torah chanting skills, we engage in the traditional Jewish practice of chavruta. Chavruta is when you, your partner, and the text work together. To me, chavruta helps to create friendship and teamwork. If you didn't have a partner, you wouldn't know what other perspectives other people have. In my opinion, the text is the most important part of chavruta. Without it, you wouldn't have the opportunity to learn another person's perspective or to explore your own. The text is the heart of learning.
The 5th grade students are making service projects that help a cause because we are living Torah, not just reading it. In groups, we chose different nonprofit organizations and created activities and projects to educate others and help our chosen cause. I think that some of the big challenges that groups had to face were problems such as choosing a cause to support, researching about the nonprofit organization, and understanding what we could do best in order to help our cause. Our service projects directly relate to Parshat Bahar, the portion we are reading today. God instructs us to treat people who are in straits kindly and to help them without expecting a reward. This is what Nova Ukraine is doing by helping refugees without asking for anything in return.
We were tasked with 3 main assignments for the milestone: the Torah portion, the Drash, and the Talit. It says in Numbers 15:38, "Speak to the Israelite people and instruct them to make for themselves fringes on the corners of their garments throughout the ages. Let them attach a cord of blue to the fringe at each corner. The fringes are the tzitzit. The word tzitzit in Gematria is 600. Add 8 strings and 5 knots and you get 613, the number of mitzvot listed in the Torah."
You should be reminded of God when putting on the tzitzit, or at least that's what I think when I wear my tzitzit. The reason I chose to put them again, David, with the shadow on my talit is that the Dagah Israel is what connects me most to Judaism. Now our class will be putting on the talit.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu leitatef b'tzitzit.
In a moment, each student will be invited to come up and share a small part of their interpretation of what the text on Parshat Bahar means. This is called a drash. Drashot are important for us to share because they allow multiple perspectives on the text and help us learn some things we possibly may have missed. In Parshat Bahar is about renewal. God is talking to Moses, explaining how every 7 years you need to give the land a rest. But in the 7th year, the land shall have a Sabbath of complete rest. God gives very specific instructions on what not to do to the land. You shall not sow your field or prune your vineyard. You shall not reap the aftergrowth of your harvest or gather the grapes of your untrimmed vines. It shall be a year of complete rest for the land. The land needs a rest, just like people need to rest. God gives people the seventh day to rest because he knew that we need time to sleep, play, do things that make us feel good. So we can be ready to work hard for the other 6 days.
בפרשת בהר בני ישראל מקבלים את התורה המכילה את חוקי תורה. ליהודים יש יום מנוחה, שבת. ביום הזה אנחנו נחים ונרגעים בשביל שיהיה לנו כוחות לשבוע אחרי. אבל אדוני דואג לא רק לאדם, אלא גם לאדמה. האם ידעתם שגם לאדמה יש שנת מנוחה? בדרשה שלי אני רוצה לדבר על זה. In my opinion, I think that the land should have a Sabbath because there are a lot of hardworking people who work for the land. And at one point, they just need a day of rest. But it's not just the people who need a day of rest. Even objects need a Shabbat. For example, even the beaches need a day of rest because it needs to take time to replenish its beautiful waves and sand. I think the forest needs a day from rest from people too. So too do Jewish people need a Shabbat in order to remember we even got a Shabbat in the first place.
There are many ways to help give the earth a rest, like trying to limit our carbon footprint or making up for it by planting trees instead of cutting them down. God says that for 49 years, and you shall hallow the 50th year. You shall proclaim release throughout the land and for all its inhabitants. It shall be a jubilee for you. Each of you shall return to your holding, and each of you shall return to your family. Think of it like a super Shabbat, where all you can do is be a good person and give the land a rest. But you shouldn't only give the land a rest on the 50th year. The land should be treated with respect always, and we should always be good people.
I want to talk about why the Sabbath is important to me and what it means to me. Shabbat is important to me because the end of the week is typically the time where you're off from your job, school, or any daily form of work. I think it is important to have a Sabbath at this time because it's basically a celebration for all the work that you have done over the past week, and an opportunity for you to finally rest from it all. I also think that the Sabbath is very important because it reminds me about all that the Jewish people went through escaping Egypt and how we now get to experience a Sabbath finally thanks to their sacrifice.
כולם כאן למדו שיעור מדעי החברה בשלב מסוים, נכון? אם הייתי שואלת אתכם, מה הבסיס של החוקים האמריקאים? כולם יהיו עונים, החוקה. אבל מה שהייתי רוצה לדעת, זה מאיפה האבות המייסדים של אמריקה קיבלו את הרעיונות לחוקה. כאשר שוקלים חוק חדש, הוא עובר לשלבים רבים. זה צריך לעובר את הבית או הסנט, ואז צריך להצביע עליו ולהעביר אותו בשני בתי הקונגרס, לפני שהוא נוחת על שולחנו של הנשיא. אם החוק מאתגר, אז זה הגיע לבית המשפט להחליט. אבל שוב, מאיפה הגיע הרעיונות לחוקה? ביהדות, דבר אלוהים זה החוק. חוקים שלפיהם פעלו במשך אלפי שנים. חוקי החוקה אשרו רק בשנת 1789. הפרש הזמן הגדול בין השניים גורם לי להאמין שחוקי ארצות הברית התבססו על חוקי התורה. The Torah is comprised of laws for us as a people, and that is one of the many ways God shows her love for us, her people. She gives us laws to abide by. Laws exist no matter where you are, in the time of Torah or present day. Laws are love, so we can love each other.
The Sabbath for the land is essential for a thriving farm, and has spiritual and logistical reasons to exist. For instance, the soil is what makes life possible. It is filled with plenty of nutrients, but if we farm every day, every year, 24/7, the soil will lose its nutrients and will not be suitable for plant life. We can take the lessons from Bahar as advice from God that if nobody ever celebrated the Sabbath, our food sources would be depleted. We would lose our soil, and much less land would be suitable for agriculture.
In Bahar, God is giving us laws and rules to follow. For example, when God says, "You enter the land I assign to you, the land shall observe a Sabbath of the Lord." This means that the land that you are given has to be given a Sabbath every 7 years. Now, let me ask you, what does Shabbat mean to you? Is it a time where you can be Jewish, celebrate your Judaism, light candles, or is it just for the challah and grape juice? What about when you overwork yourself? Sometimes you overwork, and you need to take a break, whether that means taking a vacation or taking off from work or just going to bed. That's the same reason the land needs a Sabbath, to take care of itself, not to overwork itself. So I ask you, the next time you have Shabbat, think about why you do Shabbat.
In Behar, God is giving the land a rest so everything can reset. God says, when you enter the land I assign you, the land shall observe a Shabbat. When I think of Shabbat, I think of my family, friends, and food. When I picture Shabbat, I picture my grandma in the kitchen cooking, my mom in the first living room, and my dad in the second living room. I picture my grandpa booming through the door. My sister and I jump up from our devices and run over to my late grandpa and give him a great big hug. I'm happy because I get to see my family, and I really like to play games with family, and I love teaching my grandparents how to play Roblox. It was fun to try, at least to teach them. But why does the land need a Shabbat? The land can just rest like I rest. Like I can rest when I watch my computer. I can rest, reset, and forget. Rest means doing the things with others and forgetting boring things and stressful things. When God says you can't sow your field, it's similar to my dad says, take a break and go outside. The land needs a Shabbat because sometimes the land gets overworked just like we do.
לכל היהודים יש יום מנוחה שנקרא שבת. בשבת אנחנו נחים, מתכוננים נפשית וגופנית לשבוע הבא. אבל האם ידעתם שגם לאדמה יש שבת? זה מוזר, אבל זאת העובדה. תראו מה שכתוב בספר במדבר. דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת אלוהם כי תבואו אל הארץ אשר אני נותן לכם ושבתה הארץ שבת לאדוני. בשש השנים הראשונות תעבדו את האדמה ותהנו מפרותיה. אבל בשנה השביעית לא תעבדו את האדמה ורק תאכלו לאסוף את מה שנשאר. לדעתי, האדמה צריכה לנוח כמו אדם כדי שתוכל לאגור כוחות מינרליים לשנים הבאות ותוכל להניב תנובה כדי שתהיה לנו אדמה בריאה. אנחנו חייבים לתת לה לנוח. I think the land deserves a Shabbat so that the plants can grow better in the new and healthier soil. If you didn't give a forest a Shabbat, there would be no more trees in the forest from all the woodcutters hewing to make paper or firewood. For example, if there would be no more trees, there would be less oxygen because trees take carbon dioxide from us humans and produce oxygen for us to breathe.
I feel like the biggest thing to understand here is land is kind of like another person. If we don't treat it with respect like another person, it will get upset. In this process, we mess with it in ways it shouldn't be messed with. It might not grow properly, and it could end up getting damaged when we could be watching it flourish. All of this really applies to our life today, because human beings are causing so much damage to the environment. We're throwing garbage in the ocean, damaging sea life, and killing plants. We're hurting animals that live in the sky and on land, and plants that we are supposed to care for, and just repeating a process over and over. I think it's important to have a land Sabbath because our land here is in total disarray from human beings damaging it and not having enough care or consideration.
כילדים, האם אי פעם נענשתם כי עשיתם משהו נגד החוקים של ההורים שלכם? לכולנו זה קרה, אני בטוח. חוקים הם הבסיס של החברה שלנו. הם מפרידים בין אלו שמציתים לחוק לבין אלו שמפריעים אותו. חוקים מגנים אלינו, אז תגידו שחוקים נועדו שישברו אותם. חוקי אדוני נועדו להגן על מי שמציית להם ולהעניש את מי שמפר אותם. בפרשת בהר אדוני נותן לנו הרבה חוקים. חלק מהחוקים הם בין האדם לחברו. חלקם הם חוקי האדמה, וחלקם אפילו מלמדים אותנו על הקשר בין האדם לאדמה. The laws of society always reflect the hardships, benefits, and values that the country is facing. But what about the laws of the people of Israel that are mentioned in Bahar? In Bahar 25:4, it states, "But in the 7th year, the land shall have a Sabbath of complete rest, a Sabbath of Adonai. You shall not sow your field or prune your vineyard." Bahar says we must let the land take a break. Bahar 25:25 continues, "If one of your kin is in straits and has to sell part of a holding, the nearest redeemer shall come and redeem what the relative has sold." This sentence shows that Parshat Bahar prompts helping friends in need. When you sell property to your neighbor or buy any from your neighbor, you shall not wrong one another. This verse explains that Bahar has rules on selling houses and land. This also ties into the human kindness aspect of Bahar. This shows that some of God's and the Israelites' values are being kind to your neighbor. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Love your neighbor as yourself, a term constantly mentioned by rabbis in the Torah. This also shows that God values the land.
בפרשת בהר, משה עולה להר סיני והוא מדבר עם אדוני. אדוני מלמד את משה על שנת השביעית היא שנת מנוחה לאדמה שנקראת שנת היובל. השנה ה-50 שנקראת שנת שבתון. השנת ה-50 היא שנת היובל. מנוחה לעבדים, לשפוחות ואשפושרות, לקנות את האדמה. לפי זה אני מבין שאדוני דואג לנו לאוכל ואנחנו צריכים מנוחה בית ספר, כך גם האדמה צריכה מנוחה.
Sabbath for many reasons, but one of them will most likely be that the land needs a rest and needs to recuperate just like humans do. The land is always providing for humans with basically everything a human would need, so why not return the favor? Someone might argue that the land doesn't have feelings or emotions, but the fact is that there is life in the land. May I remind you that not long ago, many people once pretended like enslaved people didn't have feelings. This is precisely why God didn't only give the laws on how to treat the land, but also how to treat the people. If nobody took care of the land wouldn't take care of us. For example, if we didn't water the plants that gave us food, the plants would die and we wouldn't have food. This has been a problem on Earth where we throw litter on the ground, the earth gets polluted, and the air humans breathe becomes polluted. In 25:24, God says, throughout the land that you hold, you must provide for the land redemption of the land. This means that people need to be more kind and more respectful to the land because we have been disrespectful to the land before. The point God was trying to make in Bahar was to treat others the way you want to be treated.
למדתי מהפרשה שהשם מתחשב בכולם, בחי, צומח ובדומם, באנשים, באדמה ובבעלי חיים, ונותן להם לנוח בשבתות ובשנה השביעית, שנת שמיטה. בשנת יובל 50 שנה. הוא אכפתי בגלל שהוא עוזר לחלשים, הוא נותן חוקים כך שאנשים לא ירמו אחד את השני, אלא יעזרו בעת צרה לאחרים ויתרמו.
The Torah says the Lord spoke to Moses on the Mount Sinai. Speak to the Israelite people and say to them, when you enter the land that I assign to you, the land shall observe the Sabbath of the Lord. The Torah says to take a Sabbath to celebrate and appreciate God in that 1 year of rest. Yes, you have to work and do your chores for 6 years, but on the 7th year you take a break. People need breaks, whether it's taking a short break from work or giving time to yourself. But maybe God needs a break too. It's a lot of work for God to keep the animals and plants alive. So in that 1 year of rest, you take time for yourself and to appreciate God. So the purpose of the land Sabbath is so that the land and God can take a break, and you'll have time to appreciate God.
This year in 5th grade, our class has been learning trope. Trope are the symbols that are used in Hebrew that are meant to represent how words are being chanted and how words are being chanted. They could even emphasize the meaning of words. My class has been learning trope since September, which has gotten us here now. At first, we learned common trope patterns that are used in Torah. Later, we started chanting all of the trope patterns until it became natural for us. Now that we have learned our Torah portion, we are very, very, very close to mastering trope. That's a lot of varies.
We will now continue with the Torah service. We have learned to fulfill all of the various roles necessary for the Torah service to run smoothly, and we are excited to lead you today. Please rise as we prepare to open the Aron HaKodesh.
Shevet, friends. Like all good things, the Torah needs extra accoutrement. Here we go.
הכל אבוקות לאלוהינו תנו כבוד לתורה. יעמדו שלמה בן יפה וטרבר מיכאל ובטני, יקירה רבקה בת שושנה וגל, עקיבא בן יוחנן פסח וקיאנה, דבורה בת חנה, שיין דבל ומייקל, אלדן בן נורית וקלייטן, עלייה ראשונה, ברוך שנתן תורה לאמור ישראל בקדושתו.
ואתם מדליקים אדוני אלוהיכם, חיים כולכם היום.
ואתם מדליקים לאדוני אלוהיכם, חיים כולכם היום.
תבוא על הארץ אשר אני נותן לכם בשבתה הארץ שבת לאדוני 6 שנים תזרע שדך ו6 שנים תזמור כרמך והספה את תבותה.
ובשנה השביעית שבת שבתון יהיה לארץ שבת לאדוני שדך לא תזרע וכרמך לא תזמור הצפיך צירך לא תקצור ותנבי נזירך לא תנצור שנת שבתון יהיה לארץ ואיתה שבת הארץ לכם לאכלה לך ולעבדך לאמתך לקשירך לתושבך הגרים עמך. ולפעמתך ולחיה אשר בארצך תהיה כל תבואתה לך וספרת לך 7 שבתות שנים 7 שנים 7 פעמים יהיו לך ימי 7 שבתות השנים 49 שנה עברת שופר תרועה בחודש השביעי בעשור לחודש ביום הכיפורים תביאו שופר בכל ארצכם.
וקדשתם את שנת 50 שנה קלתם נורו בארץ לך ישביה ובדיוק תהיה לכם איש על עשתו ואיש על משפחתו תשוב ובדיוק שנת 50 שנה תהיה לכם לא תזרעו ולא תקצרו את סופיה ולא תקצרו את נזריה.
כי יובל הוא קודש תהיה לכם, מן השדה תאכלו את תבואתה, בשנת היובל הזאת תשובו איש אל אחוזתו. וכי תמכרו ממכר לעמיתך, או קנו מיד עמיתך, אל תונו איש את אחיו.
אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת בחיי עולם אתה בתוכנו ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה אמן.
יעמדו חיים בן מלכה ואליהו, אבן שחר בן של יעקב ואהרון, יעקב בן הרב פנחס ורב שמואל רחל, נועם בן יובל ומרווה, לילה בת ליה ויעקב שמואל עלייה שנייה.
Baruch et Adonai Amvorach, Baruch Adonai Amvorach Leolam Vaed, Baruch Adonai Amvorach Leolam Vaed, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam, Asher בחר לנו מכל העמים, ונתן לנו את תורתו, Baruch Atah Adonai נותן התורה. במספר שנים אחר היובל תקנה מעט עמיתך במספר שנים תפועות ימכור לה לפי רב השנים תרבה מקנתו ולפי מעט השנים תמעיט מקנתו כי מספר תפועות הוא מכר לך ולא תנו איש את עמיתו, אילי ואראת מאלוהיך, כי אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
ועשיתם את חוקותיי ואת משפטי תשמרו, ועשיתם אותם, וישבתם על הארץ לבטח. ונתנה הארץ פריה, ואכלתם לשובע, וישבתם לבטח עליה, וכי תאמרו מה נאכל בשנה השביעית, הן לא נזרוע ולא נאסוף את תבואתנו.
וציוותי את ברכתי לכם בשנה השישית, ושאת את התבואה ל3 השנים, וזרתם את השנה השמינית, ואכלתם מן התבואה הישן, עד השנה התשיעית, עד בוא תבואתה תאכלו ישן, והארץ לא תמכר לצמיתות, כי לי הארץ. כי גרים ותושבים, אתם עמדי, ובכל ארץ אחוזתכם, גאולה תיתנו לארץ.
כי ימוך אחיך מוכר לאחרתו, ובגלו את קרוב אליו, וגאל את ממכרו, ואחיו איש כי לא יהיה לו גואל והאיש והשיגה ידו, ומצא כדי גאלתו, וחשב לא יהיה לו את שני ממכרו, והשיב את העודף לאיש אשר מכר לו, ושב אל אחיזתו.
ואם לא מצאה ידו תשיב לו, והיה ממכרו ביד הקונה אותו עד שנת היובל, ויצא ביובל ושנת לאחוזתו.
Jason.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נתן בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה. אמן.
יעמדו רוני בת שירי ואמר, יונתן בן קרין ואלכס, כרמלה בת טרה וטל, אביב בן שי ואליסה, אלי בת ארינה ואלכס, עזרא בן זיסה שנה ואפרים משה, עלייה השישית.
Okay, you guys, touch your tummy.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אתה מבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. והסכים כה בידיו
מושב עיר חומה, והייתה גאולתו עד תום שנת ממכרו. ימים תהיה גאולתו, ואם לא יגאל עד מלאתו שנה תמימה, וקם הבית אשר בעיר, אשר לו חומה לצמיתות, לקנא אותו לדורותיו, לא יצא ביובל.
ובתי החצרים אשר אין להם חומה סביב, השדה הארץ יחשב גאולה, תהיה לו וביובל יצא. והרי הלווים בתי הרי אחוזתם גאולת עולם תהיה ללווים, ואשר יגאל מן הלווים ויצא ממכר בית, ועיר אחוזתו ביובל, כי בתי הרי הלווים היא אחוזתם בטוח בתוך בני ישראל.
ושדה מגרשהם לא ימכר, כי אחוזת עולם ולהם, וכי ימוך אחיך ומצא ידו עמך, וחזקת בוגר ותושב וחיי עומר אומה.
אל תיקח מצאן נשך, לא ותרבית ויראת מאלוהיך, וחיי אחיך עמך.
את כספך לא תיתן לו בנשך, ומביט לא תיתן אוכלך. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, לתת לכם את ארץ כנען, להיות לכם אלוהים. וכי ימוך אחיך עמך, ונמכר לך לא תעבוד בו עבודת עבד, כשכיר כתושב יהיה עמך, עד שנת היובל יעבוד עמך. ויצא מעמך הוא ובניו עמו, וישב אל משפחתו ואל אחוזת אבותיו ישוב.
כבודם אשר הוצאתי אותם מארץ מצרים, לא ימהרו ממכרת עבד, לא תרדף בפרה וירעד מלאכה. ועבודיה וימותיה אשר הולך מאת הגויים, אשר סביבותיכם מכם תגזנו עבד ועמך.
אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו,
ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
We are going to sing a Misha Berach for people who are sick, wishing them a full and speedy recovery. You can say the name of someone you are praying for, either out loud or quietly.
We now prepare to return the Torah to the ark. The Mikveh will lift the Torah scroll so the whole community can see the words that we just read.
יעמוד רוני בת שירי ואמר המגביה תעמוד אמרי בת אלינה ואלכס הגוללת.
Nella. Torah asher sam Moshe
One of the most important parts of being a community is being there for each other. We celebrate together and we also support each other. When someone loses a friend or family member, we show up for them.
The mourners' Kaddish is one example of this. The mourners have their part And the community answers back, Amen. We are faithful. We answer, we are here. If you are in mourning, observing a yard site, or it is your custom, please rise to recite Mourner's Kaddish.
You have a Siddur, it's on page 598. Bitgadal, Beit Kadash, Shemer Rabah. Be'alma dibra chilute, be'amlich malchute, b'chai chom, ובבכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב באמרו. יהא שמר רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה לעילם עם כל ברכתה ושלתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמינם בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יש למה רבה מן שמיה וחיים טובים עלינו ועל כל ישראל באמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל באמרו אמן.
We would like to invite Mr. Sleep Up, the 5th grade teacher.
That was awesome. Beautiful. How many of y'all need to use a bathroom? Be honest. Well, you're going to have to wait 35 minutes, all right? I'll get through this quickly. I want to stand over here so I can see your faces. Low key, this class told me that they'd be able to make it through my speech without laughing. So y'all will be the judge of that. You get to watch their faces. They're already cracking up. I mean, honestly. Kobe down. I got Akiva dropping like flies. Ezra, that counts. So before I get into my speech, I just want to say that all of the words, I didn't say this at the beginning, but all the words that you heard them say, all the speaker parts, those are their words. They wrote all those parts. So I want to give a big round of applause to them for their beautiful writing. As the kids explained so beautifully in their dress shirts, the book of Leviticus is a legal text where God imparts to Moses a list of important rules for the Israelites to live by. But things start to get a little bit strange on Mount Sinai in Parshat Bahar. Most kids don't like Parshat Bahar. It's a bit of a weird chapter of the Torah. Just imagine, guys, if someone told you that God wanted to speak with you on a mountaintop. What would you expect God to say? Is God going to tell me the meaning of life? Will I see a vision of the future, perhaps? Maybe God is going to give us that secret little tip that is going to allow us Israelites to reach the promised land. Not exactly. God gives Moses instructions for how to tend fields, pay wages, and to provide a Sabbath for the land. It's all kind of mid, as the kids like to say. So where's the lesson in that, guys? For me, the heart of this chapter lies in 25:36, where God says, if your kin, being in straits, come under your authority, let them live by your side. There are people in this world that are in straits, tight, difficult, narrow places. God does not tell us to give them a high five. God doesn't say to offer them a Band-Aid and a Coke. God says, let them live by your side. Hey, Moses, that person who's down on their luck, who has a broken arm, who maybe lost a loved one, who has no money and no food, guess what? That's your new roommate. This level of generosity and responsibility, it is hard to come by. But I get to see it every single day I come to work. Class of 2027, you guys, I think you'll agree that you are, without a doubt, one of the weirdest bunches of kids that have ever walked through the halls of Yavneh Day School. And I had the class of 2025, okay? I mean, where do I even start? When our class fish died, without a moment's preparation, you sang the entire Star-Spangled Banner in the boys' room bathroom stall before flushing him down the toilet. Multiple times this year when I left the room to grab something, I have returned to find your children randomly stacked on top of each other in the form of a human pyramid when I open the door. Just looking at me, smiling, expecting there'll be a reward for that for some reason. When we were in Yosemite, there was a massive snowstorm, 20 inches of snow piled on top of our campground. They didn't cry. They didn't complain. They went out. They staged a massive snowball fight. They hit me in the face with the snowball, you guys. It looked like a World War I battlefield, okay? They were all soaking wet, sick, and every single one of us got pink eye afterwards. I got pink eye twice. I didn't even know that was possible. I mean, literally just this week, you spent a whole recess interrogating one another in order to find out who among you was the culprit in the classroom case of the serial farter. The final conclusion was that there was a moldy sandwich in a lunchbox. I personally think they all did it, but anyways. You create weird games and nonsensical rules and strange catchphrases that don't make sense. Sometimes I feel you're communicating in your own language, something halfway between Minionese and Muppet speak. But here's the thing. I absolutely love it. We love it. We all love it. Your sense of humor, your lightheartedness, the way that you make fun of yourselves. These are all means by which you make other people feel welcome, that they can be themselves in your company. This year, a lot of us have been in straits. We face difficult personal, physical, and political challenges that have driven us into narrow places. But we're all better for having you guys in our lives to remind us what things truly matter and what negative and useless things we can flush down the toilet while singing the national anthem. And this is why I'm so proud of you all. I'm so proud of them, you guys. I really am. I love this class. And I know that you'll be successful wherever you go. You always do your part. You never wait for others to do it for you. You use humor and gratitude as a beacon that shines on any fear or challenge and turns it into a hilarious adventure. This is what makes you great. This is your superpower. So I want to give a big round of applause for the class of 2027. We love you guys. Did I have them all laughing? Let's be honest. I had them all going. And I want to show some quick gratitudes. Well, stay with me, guys. I got one opportunity to speak. I'm going to more Jamie, more Danielle, our incredible Hebrew teachers who are responsible for this. I'll wait for you guys. This is no different than the classroom. Our incredible room parents, our incredible parent community. We're just so lucky to have all of you guys. And I know I'm missing a lot of thank yous, and I'll provide those thank yous later. And speaking of, I want to show gratitude to our amazing room parents, Narit Ambrose and Lisa Strauss, everyone. I love them. Yes. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Narit has never used a microphone in her life, so.
Hello? Oh, okay, fine.
So we'll start by, let's give it up to our 5th grade students again.
Big group of weirdos. We love you.
We know we speak for everyone here when we say that each year we are awed of your accomplishment. I'm never good when I just hear you. I'll start over. We know we speak for everyone here when we say that each year we are in awe of your accomplishments. This year you learned what it means to support each other, to give back, and read Torah. Super impressive.
And from all the parents, we would like to thank Mr. Sleep for helping her. The theme of my life right now. You help our kids realize their abilities and how to take on challenges that may feel beyond them. You've helped them feel confident and how to surpass. You've helped them feel confident and helped them surpass imagined limits. What did I just read? Sorry. You've pushed them to think critically, to meaningfully participate in the world around them, and prepared them for the next chapter in middle school. They are ready to engage in discussion, advocate for their ideas, and be proud of their Jewish identity, because experience like this at Yavneh and teachers like you. So on behalf of the parents, thank you.
We also want to take a moment and thank all those who helped our kids get ready for this milestone. For their time and incredible dedication, we all owe them our gratitude. So I'd like to extend a heartfelt thanks from the parents and students of the class of 2027 to Jamie, Judy, Julie, Lior, Margot, Aviva, Tammy, Natalie, Vanina, and of course, Rabbi Nico. We've watched these young adults rise to the challenge in all subjects, and now they're reading from the Torah, and it's all thanks to your skillful guidance. Before the kids wow us with one last performance, a few logistics for everyone. After the ceremony is over, everyone is invited for snacks and drinks in the common room right outside the sanctuary. Afterwards, we need parents' help and students' help to load all of the instruments back into my car and Yuval's car. That'll be in the front. That's it, I think. No, hold on. Make sure, if you signed up for your child to be driven by someone else back to Yavneh, make sure that your child ends up in that car, please. And without further ado, I invite Lior to know.
Just one quick note, when they get sent back to school, meet me in the class.
Meet Mr. Sleep in the classroom, in a pyramid. I expect nothing less.
So I'm gonna do the part where I essentially talk at you while Lior magically gets the kids ready for their final musical performance. But more than anything else, I wanna really highlight, first, again, our partners here at Shir Hadash, Rabbi Nico, Cantor Devora, Rabbi Walden, and the fact that we are here in one of our community synagogues, and we encourage you to speak to the Shir Hadash staff later if you are interested in becoming part of the community, if you are searching for a synagogue community. Yavneh is a community day school, and we are so proud to partner with all of our synagogues. While our students get ready, I also want to point out that what they are doing right now in terms of this final performance, what they did this morning in terms of leading the Torah service, is what they do at school every day as part of our curriculum and every week. We lead Torah service every week. They are now Torah service leaders and chanters in our school. They have that life skill as Yavneh students and as knowledgeable Jews. As part of our as part of the music by heart curriculum, and learning for the play that they're actually performing tomorrow, musically, supporting tomorrow with the 4th and 2nd graders, cousins like us, our students learn not only to be Jewish leaders in their own communities, but they're also musical leaders as well. So we wanted to end this sweet, sweet moment today of your students, of your children becoming masters That was the word you used, Ezra, right? Or almost masters, very, 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 very almost masters. They're masters of their domain, of the Bima, of the Torah service, and now they're going to be sharing not just their Torah, but also their music with you. You want me out of the...
And come over here, stand over here. You come stand over here. And Kiva, you come over here. Be next to Jason.
I'm so sorry. This is completely on me because I forgot we have a gift for each and every one of you. At the end of the service, because you guys are now thoughtful and knowledgeable Torah readers, on the back table we have, even though you've made your artifact for the service, your talitot, and you've tied your tzitzit, you are now all Torah readers in your own right, and you will all be studying for B'nai Mitzvah. So we wanted to give you the tools to do that. And on the back table is our gift to you. We'll be handing them out as you go in afterwards for our Seudat Mitzvah. On the back table are the tikkunim that each and every one of you are receiving today to be competent and confident Torah readers in your own right. Mazal Tov. We are so proud of everything that you have done here today and everything that you will go on to accomplish.
I would like to actually take the formality of you sitting and invite you to stand up. You know, like a show, when you come close, when you like the artist, that's what you're going to do today. So come close all the way. Like, come, give them that, all the way. Give them that kind of like, get that experience. And I want to say, you know, every milestone has a lot of musical component. And we intentionally, because this milestone, the 5th grade milestone, is very, very heavy on Hebrew and Torah reading, it's actually not as musical because that takes a lot of space. But I want to tell you that they've been learning a lot. And this is actually going to be a promo to what you could hear and you would hear if you'll come tomorrow to see the Cousins Like Us musical, because it's one song out of this theme. And I really invite you to come and see that because they're doing an amazing job in the classroom working on it. So this is like a little bit of promo, and tomorrow will be more of the full musical showcase of their learning. If you notice in the service, usually when we bring the Torah in, we sing Tree of Life. And we intentionally skip that because that is the Tree of Life. We kept it for the end. So, here we go.